Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. I would like to do maybe an unusual image quality comparison, but it's not as unusual as some may think, and it's between the Sony A6000, the new Sony A6000, and the, let's call it, old Ricoh GR. It's not quite unusual because, technically speaking, and therefore I'm not really testing the A6000 as a camera, but more the A6000 with the 2.8-20mm lens combination, because this is an APS-C sized sensor and a 20mm lens, and this is an APS-C sized sensor on the Ricoh with an 18.3mm 2.8 lens in both cases. Now I did it because for the use I'm doing of these two cameras, they're pretty similar. They're my, well, carry around street photography cameras, and one's obviously an interchangeable lens camera and it fits into my Sony setup, so I use it with other lenses too. The Ricoh is one lens only, and it's my pocket camera, let's call it. But I was expecting to find more quality differences to the advantage of the Sony, and I did not. I think it has to do with the lens not being an extremely sharp lens, and the Ricoh lens is an extremely sharp lens. But look for yourself, and I took a few shots, actually 2 shots with the Ricoh and 2 shots with the Sony, all manual, all on tripods, and one at 2.8 and one at 5.6 each. And sorry for these emails coming in. And I was surprised to find that the image quality, and I will show you, this is the 2.8 shots, and if I put them side by side, at first, I mean, they're both good, and if I increase the size, the ratio is not perfectly matching because the Sony has a lot more megapixels than the Ricoh, but you see a huge difference. In my perspective, it's a huge difference in sorry about this again, in image quality, in sharpness especially, not so much image quality. And if I look at this, it really seems strange, and even if I move around, I even repeated the test with manual focus on the Sony because I wasn't sure if it had to do with that, but this is actually the outcome I got. And it seems to me like there's a huge advantage if you look at these parts of the image on the Ricoh on the right side. It's really substantial. Now I'm still thinking I may have done something wrong, and if someone of you finds some flaw to this experiment, or something that may be really different, but even the image ratio difference should not have such an impact, because basically still it's a higher number of megapixels, so the definition should be more or less the same. And even if I pick the, let me go back to the photos and take the two with the higher, or with the smaller aperture, and if I put them side by side again and magnify, the Sony does get a little bit better, but the Ricoh is still substantially sharper in my perspective. And if I then go back again and put the two Sony pictures side by side, for you to see that there's actually an increase in quality. You know, if you look at these, this is the 2.8 aperture on the left side and the 5.6 aperture on the right side. You do see that the quality, the sharpness is getting better, but it's still not at the level that you get from the Ricoh. And I was actually surprised because I was expecting some better quality from the Sony. But I have to say, and I'm quite convinced of this, I have no way of comparing it because I don't have another 20 millimeter lens for the Sony. I may try to get hold of the 19 millimeter Sigma lens. That's supposed to be sharper than the Sony lens, but really for an older camera, and this camera is like 3 years old now, and this is like not even 1 year old. I'm kind of surprised that the quality difference is so substantial. As I said, I may have gotten something wrong, but I don't think so. And again, the most important part of this, the real test is probably not of the sensor, but more of the lens. So this lens, and I got it because it's the smallest you can get, and I wanted something like a pancake lens for the Sony. It doesn't seem to be really the sharpest option you can get, and to the advantage of the Ricoh, even as a not really recent camera and the sensor is not the newest one, the image quality and the sharpness you get out of this is still fantastic. Please note, it's all raw files here, so you could increase the sharpness on the Sony ones with some tools, but still it's kind of impressive what the difference seems to be. Please comment if you have any input on this, and I hope to see you back here soon with more tests and evaluations and impressions. All I do is express my own personal opinion. I hope you appreciate that, and subscribe if you like, and come back as often as you want. So have a great day, and hope to see you back here soon. Thanks, bye bye.